Hey y'all, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna do a little garden tour. Today is March 20th. I won't be on camera. I'm getting over a cold, but I've still been outside doing a little here and there. So let's get to it. So starting at the beginning, over here, I have a little papaya tree that was in a pot for a while. So, I mean, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I have other trees, and I have some more in containers that I can put there. I do see some little sprouts or growth. These are from taro or dasheen. I'm not sure if they're the same kind of yam, but I planted them last year and they are all coming back up now, so that's exciting. So there's two here, one there, and two back there. This is a pineapple guava that I moved up here. Another papaya tree, some sugar cane. I think that's the green one that I put back there. Another pineapple guava. Some katuk right there. I put 3 cabbages there. They're probably not gonna survive. Maybe it's too much sun. So I'll give them a few more weeks. If they don't do anything, then I'll get rid of them. I planted some sunflower seeds down there. I have some cassava back there. These are some radishes. This is a good size. But do they normally grow under the dirt? Because mine grew on top. Maybe I didn't do the seeds deep enough, but that's where we're at. But they look decent. They're okay. This bed is the bed that had some potatoes and stuff. So I had cleared it out maybe about 2 weeks ago, I think. I put a riri pepper here, 2 snapdragons. I did plant some sunflower seeds in that corner. Some scallion or green onions. And these are 2 cuttings of, I forgot what they're called. I think it's pepino dulce or something like that. I got the cuttings last year. I just put them in this bed, I think less than a week ago, because they're literally not doing anything. So hopefully this relocation helps and they'll start taking off. But I have been looking at other cuttings online. Actually, not even cutting, just a full plant. Because I don't know if these cuttings are working for me, but I am really interested in trying them. So I think I'm gonna buy the plant. Then I have some Cuban oregano here on the outside. Another katuk. 4 more pineapple guavas. And no, I've never tried them. But when I do try them, they're definitely gonna come from somewhere. So I have, 6 plants in total. And I kind of want them to grow upwards, more like a tree and not really like a hedge. So that's the plan for those. I have some, I don't know if this is a green or purple or a mixture, but more sugar cane, a little aloe plant. This was also being shaded out by the Mexican sunflower that I had here. So it's not doing too good, but it's still surviving. So hopefully it'll stay alive. A banana plant. This is some comfrey that I took from a different pot. I just broke some roots, put them in here. This is some leaf of life mixed in with a little marigold. I have my collard greens here with some basil on the side. Those are 2 Brussels sprouts, and then 2 more in this pot. More sugar cane back here. more Cuban oregano right here. Some Spanish needle growing on the side. Some more basil. This is African blue basil. I think these are 2 black bean plants. I'm not sure. I forgot. Some more Leaf of Life in that container back there. These are 4 cocoa plum plants. 2 are in the ground, 2 are in pots. Then I have a Barbados cherry in the ground here. Then I have a sea grape tree that I up potted, I want to say maybe like 3 weeks ago. Then another katuk right here. Then behind it, I have a cranberry hibiscus that's been just hanging out there. Some more sugarcane. These are all purple back there. And I had extended this little area right here because before it was just like this here, but I just made some more space. These 1, 2, and 3. These are 3 of the turpentine mango trees that I got the other day. I had found some turpentine mango trees on Facebook Marketplace, and I've been really looking for them to do some grafting since I heard that's like one of the best rootstocks for grafting in Florida. So I was really excited about that. So these are 3 of them. I don't think there are any grafts on these yet. Yeah, no, these are just the plain ones. Then here, these are my newest additions. I mean, those are new too to me, but these are the newest. They literally came yesterday. So this is one is a mangosteen. I believe it's a purple mangosteen. And then this is the achacha fruit, which I've never tried before, but it looks really good and I think it's nice to have in my collection. So hopefully it'll do well, it'll survive and produce. I don't know how many years these take, so if you do know how many years they take from seedling, let me know. But I'm thinking maybe like 4 or 5 years. I'm not sure, but if you do know about the achacha and the mangosteen, let me know in the comments. This is, I also recently got this. This is a Rolina. I got it the same time that I got the turpentine mango rootstocks. Then in this container, I originally planted a whole bunch of mango seeds. I think that was in one of my previous shorts, but the squirrels kind of demolished the seeds. So there were 3 left. There's 1 peeking out there. So what I did was I had purchased some moringa seeds. So I had soaked them for a few days and I just put them all in here. So like I did before with my previous moringa seeds, I'll wait till they all sprout, they get to a decent size, and then I'll move them into single cell containers. So back there is my allspice tree, which is still looking really good. Then I have some more comfrey in that container right there. I have another sea grape here. These 2 here and here, these are white sweet potato. I believe Jamaican white sweet potato. Back there is some sage. I have a banana tree banana plant right here. Then here I have a little tomato cutting that I put here. And it's alive. There's a little tomato coming in there. Then these are 2, I think they're banana something, some kind of banana fruit. Then back here, I have lined up some vetiver grass. These were in containers, but I just separated them and spread them back here. And then behind that, I have recently planted some more purple sugarcane. And then these are sweet potatoes, another banana, another African blue basil. Then over on this side, I have some more Leaf of Life. This is where I had all of my black sapote seeds. So I did actually transfer a good amount of them. So once these get straight up like these, I'll start to transfer some more. These are a bunch of the white sapote seedlings, a little strawberry there, some datil peppers, and these are all mountain soursop. Then these are the mustard greens that I had. I had got rid of the other container that also had them because they weren't really doing well, but I did let this one go to seed. So I'll let it do its thing, and when the seeds dry out, I'll collect them. In both of these small containers, I have golden midget watermelon. So this is supposed to be a small type, so I want to keep them in here, and I will let them grow up this trellis here. So once it gets big enough, I'll plant them into there and then keep them there. This is the rest of my turpentine rootstock that I had got. This one I grafted. There's 2 grafts on here. So I put a Fairchild / Tebow because I don't know which is which. This is a blackberry bush, I think. I'm sorry, I'm so bad with labeling all my stuff, but these are all cuttings from, I think it's like a Brazilian spinach, but you can like literally eat it like a little lettuce. They're small leaves. I'll also insert the name if I remember it. I did plant some mullein seeds, some really old seeds that I had. I do see some tiny sprouts there, so that's a good sign, but I definitely have not been successful with growing mullein from seeds. Some strawberry. Then here I have some mint. I think this is spearmint, and then the bottom is some chocolate mint, and I did put some scallion or green onion throughout the planters to kind of keep pests away. Here's my rosemary, which looks so good. And a reminder, these started from the little small pint-sized rosemaries from like Walmart. So I'm telling you guys, like, just when you're ready to plant, just start. Here's some tomatoes. Back here I have some scorpion hot pepper. This was a banana, well, it is a hot banana pepper plant, but I only had one and I don't see any more flowering, so hopefully it will produce more. This is some African blue basil cuttings because I had got rid of a plant, so I kept some cuttings here. This is a graft that I did of a lemon zest. So one side is doing really well. The other one is still alive, but not really sprouting anything yet. So I don't know how that one will do, but at least this side is looking really good. I think this was a mango tree that I took the orange sherbet grafts from. So I'm just gonna let it grow its original mango, whatever it was, and let it do its thing. I believe these are calamondin seeds that I planted, so those are growing. My breadfruit is looking really good. The leaves are coming in nicely. I have some nasturtiums in here, and at the bottom there's some turmeric plants in there also. My kale is doing good still. Some more Cuban oregano, some sapodillas, white sapote, some more riri peppers. This is a curry seed that I did. It's kind of not doing too much, but it's still, actually no, there is a little new growth, so it's doing something. This is a candlestick flower or cassia something, but it's been there for a while. This is the dwarf Julie mango. So it did flower. It held on to a few little fruits. So hopefully they'll survive. And I know it is small, but hey. Here's another mango tree. I don't remember what I grafted on it. This is the coconut cream grafted mango tree, and it's still holding on to, oh, I was gonna say 3, but now it's 2. So it's holding on to these 2, which don't look all that great, but we'll see what happens. Soursop tree back there. Another mango tree here. This one is the fruit punch mango tree. This one is the sugarloaf. Then I have another soursop back there. This is a golden soursop seedling that I got the same time I picked up the turpentine mango rootstock. Then I have a small ice cream bean. Then this is the bigger one here, which I am trying to air layer, so I had cut the leaves off from the tips, so hopefully that works. Then behind it I have 7 Barbados cherry plants, which I kind of do need to trim a little because I want them to grow up, you know, like a tree, like how this one is, and not really too bushy like hedges. So there is a little flower here and there. Then this one is a lemon meringue. This is my Jamaican cherry right here. Then this is my Hassia sapodia or Nesberry. And I'm trying to air layer it from up there, so hopefully it works. I just hope all the air layers and grafts and everything works. Whatever it doesn't, it's just, you know, we try again. Here's a blackberry plant, which is flowering all over. And there is some blackberry here. And my boys did have some blackberries from it already. So I think we've had maybe like about 5 or 6 blackberries from it. This is some more African blue basil. And honestly, you'll see this throughout the whole garden because like I said, this is one of the easiest things to propagate. You literally break a branch, strip the leaves off at the bottom, and just put in some dirt. This is my, which sapodia is this? Gigantea, however you pronounce that, but that's that sapodia. And it already had some fruit on it when I bought it, so they are getting a little bigger. Then all of these planters are strawberry plants. So this one, and that one there, and the other one down there. So papaya in a container. Probably do better in ground, but I wanted to experiment and see how it'll grow in the container. Another African blue basil. So I had partially cleared out this garden bed. It was kind of already what's down there was already down there, like the longevity spinach, the collard tree. There's some more Cuban oregano. So I did add a riri pepper right there. I added some scallion, which there was already a bunch of scallion here. Like I said, those 2 broccoli seedlings that I found in another part of the garden. There's galangal ginger there. Some leaf of life right there. I did plant a bunch of carrot seedlings here, but maybe they just didn't transplant good. I see there's like 1, 2, 3, or 4 that are still alive, so we'll see what happens. Here's 2 tomatillos. These are the Queen of Malinalco, if that's how you pronounce it. They're supposed to be like this big, yellow, fleshy, sweet tomatillos, so we'll see. Some garlic chives, some katuk right there, that little small cutting that I put there. Papayas are still hanging on. Avocado tree. So I have 2 grafts left that are surviving. That's the reed one. I guess I could take the tape off of it. And the edrenal. So far so good. I have some watermelon seeds I planted in that little 6 cell. I'll eventually put them in the ground and just let them run right in this area here. So fingers crossed for watermelons. This is one of my grafted avocados. These are the 2 pawpaw bare roots that I bought. I know they don't do well in this zone 10A, but I'm trying it anyway. Gardening is all about experimenting. Onions here. These are all white pomegranate cuttings. They were all in one container, so a couple days ago I separated them into their own containers. These are the black sapote seeds that I transferred from the container I showed you earlier. So now they're in their separate cups. So once they outroot these, then I'll pot them. This is where I had black beans growing, so I will put some type of small size watermelon and just let it do its thing here. Another snapdragon. This is my little other seed center. So I have some little small size melons growing here. So this is one of them that I'll put in here. So there's Rich Sweetness melon, Chiari melon, and Sakata sweet melon. 2 more black sapotes, 2 riri peppers, and these are some other peppers that I'm not sure of. So it's either riri or Scotch bonnet. There's a white sapote that I found in a container, so one of the seeds must have made its way over there. I planted some longan seeds here, Ethiopian kale, purple kohlrabi, large leaf sorrel. There's 1 blackberry jam fruit. I have some white sorrel back there, some Louisiana 16-inch okra over here, Scotch bonnet peppers, and more of the tomatillo that I was mentioning earlier. And these are 3 onions, well, 3 onion pieces that I had put in here to see what will happen. Then I did have a ton of African blue basil covered in here, so I just left 1 small one so it wouldn't shade out everything. This is some type of large leaf hibiscus, which does need to go into its own containers now. Here is some hog plum cuttings, which I have a bunch back there, but only one is showing growth on it. These are older. I've had these since last year, and they did have some leaves on it, and they're still green technically. So I guess they're coming out of dormancy now, so hopefully they'll do something. But these are newer. I bought these a few weeks ago just to see if there was any difference, because I'm just not having any success with them. This is some peppers, I don't know which ones, and then some leaf of life. These are some cuttings from a huge monstera plant that I had. I had bought it maybe like a month ago or a little over a month. So I had it sitting back there. So I finally got to it. It was huge, super root bound. It was actually in this pot. Like, it was literally all roots. So I just kind of cut them apart, put them in water. So hopefully they'll all root, and I'll have a few different monstera plants. Back there is, it's a type of watermelon. Then my air layered loquat. Fruits are getting bigger. I think they'll probably ripen in a few weeks. We'll see. These ones are still kind of small, so I don't know if they'll amount to anything, but they're still there. I did group all of my eggplant into one area. Oh, that's another big thing I was working on, with grouping things together. So how in the beginning all the pineapple guava were there. Then I kind of tried to keep the mangoes together somewhat. And then I had the Barbados cherry in one spot. So here are all the eggplants, and they are growing. So I'm so excited. So look at this. There's one there, one here, and there's one here. So cheers to the eggplants. Mango trees hanging on. Oh, and how did I not mention the pigeon peas, or gungo peas, whichever you call it. So the tree was pretty loaded, and I'm thinking that I'm just gonna let them dry on the tree. So if you let yours dry on the tree, let me know, because I can just save them as dried peas, right? Yeah, this is my first time growing them. So any suggestions about that? Let me know. Yeah, so the papaya, this was a broccoli that I let go to seed, so I'll harvest the seeds when they are dry. This is an Ethiopian kale that I also let go to seed, which I still had seeds, which is why I showed you the little seedlings earlier that I sprouted. So I'll collect those seeds also. And then these were some small ones that were here that I just kept, but they're all going to seed. So I'll eventually clear this section out and figure out what I'll put there. Then these tomato plants are hanging on. This is some kind of like large red cherry tomato. And then I think this, I don't even know. I don't know if it's like a pear tomato or what. I promise I'll do better in the future labeling things, but I'm just not sure. These are the longevity spinach cuttings I did a few weeks ago. So some of them did die, some of them survived, and there's others that I had recently put in there from other places in the garden. I do have some little onions coming in here because I kind of planted them around the perimeter. Well, not really the whole perimeter, just the sides. And I did also include some marigolds. So marigolds, I try to keep marigolds and the scallions throughout the gardens to kind of help with the pests. So hopefully they're working. My other grafted avocado. This is where I had threw a bunch of lettuce seeds, and they're still hanging on. Oh, this is the apple loofah that I'm growing, and they're flowering. and fruiting. So yeah. So I usually, like I said in one of my videos, I usually grew the regular loofah, like the long, more straighter one. So these are supposed to be more round and big. So I'm really excited to see how they'll grow. But so far that's doing good. Then the one over there is climbing, hanging on. More collard greens that need to be harvested. This is a blueberry. I think this is a lemonade blueberry. Then my grumachama, still a little on the yellowish side, but there is a lot of new growth and it's hanging on, so it's doing good. This is another new addition. This is the Gefner Adamoya. So it did have some leaves on it, but I just stripped the leaves so it can, you know, start its new growth and all that. More African blue basil, which is what the bees are usually all over. My passion fruit vine. So remember a few weeks ago I had extended the trellis and it is hanging off of the side of the trellis already. So it's doing very well. And this was one of the reasons I extended it, so it's not trying to attach itself to all of the surrounding plants. And it has definitely been flowering a lot. There's a few in there, if you can see them. One there. Yeah, so they've been doing well. More African blue basil. Tomatoes. These tomatoes have been doing its thing. I think this is, yeah, I don't know what kind of tomatoes, but they are coming in. Because like I plant stuff and I label it when I plant the seeds, and then after that, once they get moved over, I don't know. More tomatoes. Now this side of this trellis was also full of tomatoes, but I cut it out. And I'm gonna grow some yard-long beans. So here's the 3 plants, and I'll let them take over the trellis when they're ready. I have a blue butterfly pea right back here that I'll also let climb the trellis. These tomatoes are still here. Also, once these stop producing or start barely producing, I'll get rid of those. So this is the one plant here, so I'll get rid of that. Then I have 3 more tomato plants down here, some more collards, my purple kohlrabi. Now I have planted a grapevine back here, so I had cut it down. It was really small. I put 2 of them. There's one here and one here. This one is starting to actually bud. I was gonna get rid of it, but yeah, I'm starting to see some new growth. So this one has just came and reached over to the trellis. I will let the grapevine climb the trellis and take over this half. Oh, and here's one of the tomatoes. So I think that's a pear tomato. And a coffee, Arabica coffee plant. Some This is a salad tree. These are my 4 mulberry plants. And I actually want them to grow more like a tree, like more taller and not so many branches at the bottom. So I'll eventually cut these bottom pieces off so it can focus more at the top. And I actually did have some cuttings I did maybe 2 months ago. And they actually have mulberries on them too, and they're super tiny. Oh, and the loquat tree has been doing well. I still have a bunch of the air layered bags on them, so I'm not in a rush. They'll take their time. Hopefully they'll all take. But we have been eating loquats and they've been really good. There are some more on the tree. I think they're more on the other side. Yeah, like you can see there's some right there. So this is the second year that we've gotten from this tree, and I would say these actually taste better than they did the first year. There's some Swiss chard that I'm really not worried about. I know there's a rabbit around here eating, so I'm not sure if this is what they're eating, but they can have a ball. 2 tomato plants, some more white pomegranate back there. Those are the only ones that are in the ground though. Here's my okra. There's one big one on there. Then my moringas are still doing very well. There were some that either broke off or rotted out, so I did replace them with the seeds that I had recently planted. So I just put some in the the empty spots before I had filled up that container over there. Both of my papaya trees are doing well. They're both producing. Some more katuk, some more African blue basil. This is a mango tree that I had cut down and was trying to graft. So some grafts are still in place. They're not looking too good, but there is also a lot of new growth. So I'm happy about that. So this one is still green. This one is definitely dead. There's one over here that's also still a little green. There was one side graft I did that's definitely dead. So I need to eventually go through this and take off the wrapping. Okay, my red wax jambu has also had some new growth right around here. My collard greens, they do need to be harvested, but they are still looking really good. Black beans are getting much bigger. I need to start tying them down to the bamboo sticks. Some more collard greens, a little smaller. I also put some moringa seeds into these. These are the pomegranate. And the row next to it are Suriname cherries. So those are 3 Suriname cherries, 2 pomegranates. My cashew with the small air layered cashew that came from here. That's also an air layered loquat back there in the green container. This is some Cuban oregano. That's a Barbados cherry. Papaya. Another pomegranate, but this one is in ground. I think that's the only one that's in ground. I have my guava, Indonesian seedless, the white guava. And it's looking okay. This is a guinep right here. And some small guinep seedlings. I have a fig. I haven't gotten any fig from any of my fig plants yet. I think I only have 2 anyway, but they haven't done anything yet, so hopefully this year. 2 bananas back there. And behind the bananas are the Mexican sunflowers that I took that were from the front or at the beginning of when I started the garden tour. So I put them back there. And there's also some sugarcane back there too. The red jaboticabas. This is a bigger one. That's a smaller one. Nothing from them yet either. Another papaya here. 2 more pomegranates. One here. One here. This is a calamondin, which gave a lot of fruit last year, and it looked like it's going to do the same this year. I guess they don't really get that big. Well, this one definitely hasn't, and there is some there. Then I have some Meyer lemons. I think all 3 of these are Meyer lemons. Yeah, those 3 are. Then there's a kumquat here. Then these are all green sugarcane back here. This is my peach cobbler mango that I grafted. Then I have a tamarind behind it. This is strawberry guava, which has been so slow. Some elderberries in both of these containers. Some more sugarcane here. Strawberries, ackee. I put the 2 June plums side by side. I'm experimenting with these June plum cuttings. Sometime last year I took a piece off of, I think it was this tree here. So I put them in containers, and I mean, they're doing good. They're looking good. So we'll see how that turns out. This is my other fig. Then my sweetheart lychee back here. I also tried to air this too, only because it's just growing as like 2 tall branches, so I wanted it to be a bit more bushy. So that's where I plan to cut them anyway. So I figured I might as well try to air layer it before I chop them. Then I have 2 dwarf coconut, and that is a sasumba tree, and it's flowering and producing like crazy. I've never tried it before, but that's what it is. So y'all, that is the end of the garden tour for March 20th, 2025. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions or any comments about whatever I mentioned, let me know in the comments below. And if you're not gardening yet, I hope this inspires you to get out there and garden and grow your own stuff. And until the next one, happy gardening.